Here with Miami coach Chris Bergeron. Miami loses 5-2 today at number 18 Western Michigan. Coach, what did you see early on? Mixed up the lines a little bit that first period, first 10 and 15 minutes seemed like kind of got off to a good start and found your footing as opposed to yesterday. What was your takeaway from the first period?
Yeah, I saw a much better effort from our team tonight. Unfortunately, their goal in the first period was just a horrible bounce. We're just not, we're not playing well enough of the time to earn those bounces yet. And our goaltender had no chance. No one could really find the puck, and it ends up in the back of our net. But we thought our first period was pretty good.
Is there anything that you can do defensively to stop a hot forward? You saw that last weekend with Denver and Major, and then this weekend with Jason Poland. I mean, is it just one of those, he's kind of right place, right time? Obviously a good player, but kind of just knowing where he is, or what can you do defensively kind of against that in the last couple of nights?
Yeah, I don't necessarily know, especially on the road. I mean, last week we tried to get the matchup we wanted. On Saturday we did, and Major scored 2 goals late in the third there. And tonight nobody could match up against that, number 34's line with Poland and like number 8, I forget his name, but they're top guys. We're their top guys, and ours weren't. I mean, that's the reality. I think we put Duke back with Red and Fletcher, and Duke was really good. Red battled. We need more from other guys, and it's just. It's one of those things you got to be aware, Tim. We let people know. Obviously, everyone knows 14. I mean, every time I think he had 7 goals in the course of the weekend, and not necessarily something you can really predict or plan for outside of letting people know, hey, when he's out there, keep your eye open. But it wasn't just him; it was his whole line. His whole line was dangerous all weekend.
Seemed like their goalie made a couple of really nice saves, but overall, looking back at the power play, 1 of 8 on the power play, which kind of felt like the difference in the game. What did you see on that as far as chances you had or didn't have?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we had plenty of chances at 2-1, at 3-1. I think in particular at 3-1. We had some chances to make it 3-2 there, and had some good chances in the third period. Weren't opportunistic around the other team's net for sure. I think we created way more tonight. I just liked the way we battled harder tonight. Unfortunately, it didn't end up in a result. But as I told the guys after the game, just continue to trust, and we have to give ourselves 2 opportunities. So the decisions we made last night that cost us that game fairly early, by the end of the second period, it was poor. Tonight it was a handful of plays either way, whether it be in front of their net or in front of ours, that cost us the game. And in this league, it just can't be that. You'll get penalized if you don't do things right. And tonight we didn't do enough things right.
And that's kind of what I was going to ask going forward now into next weekend as you come home, get ready to play Colorado College. The things that you've seen your team do well early in the season, the struggles against Denver and Western Michigan, obviously 2 really good teams in the NCHC. Where is the kind of cup half full, cup half empty as far as what you're preaching to your group going into this home series against Colorado College?
I'm not going to go cup half full or cup half empty at all, Tim. We're just going to talk about real. And the reality is over the last 2 weekends, we haven't been consistent enough with the way we want to play the game. When we have played the game the way we want to play, we've been totally fine, and God knows we're 2 of the best teams in the country. This is one of the hardest places to play in the country. Last week, Denver is one of the best teams in the country. So we just have to do it more of the time. There's no magic recipe for it. It's not really that hard. It's hard to do, Tim. It's hard to do, but it's not a crazy formula here. Play the game the way we're asking them to play it more of the time, with and without the puck, offensively, defensively, and we'll be fine. And that's, that was the message to our group after. We're going to get home, we're going to rest, and we're going to prepare like we always do for next weekend.